Meeting to order. We're going to have Christian Zimmerman, who's a Boy Scout, who's going for his Eagle Scout, lead us in the flag salute, and Michael do the invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father God, thank you for the opportunity to gather and to make decisions for our community. We ask for your wisdom, your leadership, your guidance, and we thank you for the honor of being able to do this. In Jesus' name,
Okay, just we're going to call for approval of the agenda. Has everybody had a chance to look over the agenda? And are there any changes?
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we'll open up the floor for citizens' comments. Anybody would like to address the council this time? We will give you 3 minutes to address the council with your concerns. If we have no one, we'll close citizens' comments. Okay, we have some appointments, I believe, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Honorable Mayor and Council. This is just an appointment to the Planning Commission for Jamie Point. First, he's going to be on a second 3-year term. So the Planning Commissions operate on a 3-year term basis, with a third of the Planning Commissioners being reappointed each year. So Jamie was appointed in 2017 to replace Commissioner Ed Knox. So it's a little past time to go ahead and get him replaced. So it's the recommendation of the City Council to approve the decision to renew the 3-year term.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve Jamie to the Planning Commission for another 3-year term?
So motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now the approval of the minutes. Has everybody had a chance to look the minutes over from August 3rd and August 4th of 2020?
This is flashing over here. Is it flashing? Our sound cut out. Does this need to flash or not flash?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have no unfinished business according to our agenda, so I guess we'll move on to new business. One must be different on my tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He says it's still not working, so. Let me just tap the mute.
Now it's a solid red light.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
It's on. I mean, it's on.
Honorable Mayor and your council, governing body. This is the bond sale authorization resolution for St. Andrews Fourth water and paving improvements.
This provides a background on the history of the development with the property owner petitioning for the improvements on April 4th, 2017. Resolution 1703 for an 8-inch water line serving 53 parcels, totaling $165,000, apportioned 1/53rd, was adopted on April 6th, was adopted the week of April 6th and published the April 6th, 2017 Times Sentinel. Resolution 1704 was approved on April 4th, 2017 for the paving improvements, and that was also published in the Times Sentinel with final costs of the assessment roll and notices sent. On 17-08, it was unanimously approved on June 19th, authorizing the series of the temp notes with a 1.4% interest payment of $34,898.50 on the $767,000 principal issuance. Ordinance 853 was adopted, levying the property owner petitioned assessment for the paving and water improvements on July 20th, 2020, after conducting a public hearing with a total assessment cost of $685,328.11. This is the breakdown of the cost. I apologize for that. The statement of final costs, that should not be there. What the resolution does is selects Gilmore and Bell as bond counsel, Stiefel Nicholas as our financial advisors, and authorizes staff, our counsel, and legal advisors to proceed with the offering of the bonds. It sets the bond sale for Tuesday, September 8th, 2020. That is Tuesday, September 8th, in lieu of Monday, September 7th, due to the Labor Day holiday. The bond term is from 2022 to 2041, redeemable after October 1, 2027. With the issuance, the temp note will be retired, and that will increase our total indebtedness to $17.16 million. The process presented follows all of our standard assessment practices and that of the Greater Wichita Metro as well. The same procedure was followed for St. Andrews phases 1, 2, and 3 and all of our other subdivisions. Failure to do so means the public at large must make immediate payment to retire the temp notes. The documents have been drafted by our city bond attorney, Kevin Cowan of Gilmore and Bell, and are based on the assessments and costs identified by staff and the financial advisor, Brett Sjogren of Stiefel. And it's been reviewed and approved to form by city attorney Ryan Peck. Are there any questions, as we have both Kevin and Brett here this evening to answer whatever questions you might have?
So we're getting a better interest rate now on the permits?
Well, I think that remains to be seen, but I'll defer to Brett for the...
Look like we're gonna get better interest rate on the permanent bonds?
You're gonna get a pretty good interest rate. Interest rates are very near all-time lows right now. Actually just bumped up a little bit last week. We're very near the lowest in the past 50, 60 years. I would think these are 21-year bonds. They'll be non-rated because of the size, but even your non-rated bonds in the past have gotten really good rates. I would estimate this to be 2 to 2.25%.
And what were our temporary bonds at, 3 something?
Oh, I think 1.4.
1.4, yeah.
And that's mainly just because they were 2-year temporary notes compared to 21 years. Just like a mortgage, 15-year interest rates lower than a 30 years. So the longer you go, the higher the interest rate. But they're still pretty low.
30-year now.
Does anybody have any questions for our council or
For your lake house?
with the city administrator? If not, I'll take a motion to approve or to adopt the resolution.
Motion to adopt the resolution?
Second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? carries.
Thank you. The administrator's report for this week is just going to be a recap of our existing projects. We've had 12 issuances or draws on the Star Bond project totaling $24.1 million. The last draw was on July 20th, so approximately a month ago, with the project remaining balance of $1.22 million. The image on the right is as of today, with the images taken with our drone piloted by Thatcher. The left is the image from our last council meeting, where you can see there's been extensive roof work and work to the interior completed in the last 2 weeks. This is Arbor Creek with the current image on the right, and the July 6th image on the left, showing the progress of the construction for the model homes. Nothing really new. We issued 2.9 with 1.26 having been paid to date. Full relief shows the current condition. You can see where utilities are going in around right here compared to the August 3rd image. Full relief's 2.2 million with 1.4 paid to date. We've got some pending payments on the current APs that were approved this evening. Oak Ridge, there's no draws on this, but we just kind of wanted to show the progress of the construction that's underway there. Arcut, we're hoping to get a meeting coordinated with KDOT to finalize the median curb height, cross slope, median and landscape impacts, and the stormwater drainage after KDOT completes their review. We hope for that to occur this week or next. The frontage road project, I'm pleased to report that KDOT has approved us to proceed with the solicitation or advertising of bids, with the project timeline hopefully being provided at the next council meeting once we get further definition on the status. And then I'd like to take the time to thank Harlan and his project engineer Andrew Wynn for their assistance in compiling and submitting the myriad of forms and checklists that are required there, including the field data sheet, which has made staff's life eminently easier. COVID funding update, just wanted to make you aware that we are working and have a meeting scheduled Wednesday for business community partners, including the chamber, to discuss how we want to get the word out to businesses that have qualified low to moderate income jobs within Goddard that could qualify for the $132,000 that was awarded to us through the CDBG funding, and that we're currently finalizing the application process through Sedgwick County's digital portal for recovering payroll costs and application for our technology enhancement for SCADA technology that qualifies. So we'll be reporting back the status of these as the application process continues. Wanted to highlight a couple of the notable items. The Public Works Director, Brooke Brandenburg, will have a water meter purchase presented in September. We'll also have, assuming that there is not an issue for eviction, but an uninhabitable structure or condemnation, we'll have third quarter reports. And again, this is not a complete list, it's just notable items. We'll have North Park fencing, water and sewer rate discussions. November, we'll be discussing the community center options, as well as working on the 2021 work plan. And there'll be other items throughout, but this is just kind of our big highlights here right now. So, are there any questions over what I've presented so far?
We finished our North Park mapping out of what we own.
Yes, sir, and that gets back to that existing structure there. We'll be presenting a request to comply with the land purchase agreement with Tanganyika or the Fouts, who have subsequently sold the property. And so in that agreement, it called for fencing of the homestead that's there, to segregate the homestead from the public access of that shoreline.
Was there any surprises on what we owned and what we didn't?
No, sir. It was a very complicated legal description.
I think Micah has it ready to be signed by the mayor as soon as he comes in. And so we have that when we take it to the courthouse and get it recorded.
Anybody have any questions for Brian?
If not, that concludes my report. Thank you.
All right, I guess we're to the governing body comments. So I guess you're up.
Where are we at, like, with water bill, debt? We have an influx of calls to do the payment plan, or have we started, when are we starting shut-offs? How's that
Well,
playing out?
shut-offs are scheduled for September.
Okay.
And so,
It is only August.
right. But I do know that the ladies have been receiving calls, but I don't know that just how many or where we're at on that yet.
That's all I have.
Michael? Words of wisdom you want?
I'm pretty good. Kind of nice, quick meeting.
Brilliant.
Well, I have 20 minutes. Okay, so, nice hardwood's here tonight, see that? Are you gonna sign up for that? That was, yeah, right?
There may be some conflict for me to be able to do that. We've already done some other things,
Oh, really?
but we're looking into it.
That's good. What else? Man, I had something else. I'm sorry. Oh, so you gotta get this. We're not being recorded, or golly. Okay. Anyway, that's it. Have a good night.
Well, the only thing that I've got to say is that, you know, we've gone through a hard 2 weeks here where we've been in the news more than we'd like to have been. But I can tell you in the 18, 19 years that I've been involved in the city that it's not always been easy. But I know that everybody that I've been working with on council and so on has always come up to the task of making Goddard a better place to live, and I just simply hope that as a council we can come together and look to the future and look to see how we can improve on how Goddard functions and how to make Goddard a desirable place to live for people that are looking for a new home. And I guess that's basically all I have to say. Is there any other business that needs to come before the council? If not, I'd take a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Motion,
Second.
second. Any other discussion? Our next regular meeting, September 8th, which is Tuesday at 7 p.m. due to the Labor Day weekend. Okay, motion to adjourn and second, so we're adjourned.